You know, maybe you've all fought a new level of knowing that I call spirit is leading you into. Maybe a broader acceptance of different religions and different faith ideas. And it's a little frightening because you feel like you're a traitor to the things that you have held and that others have taught you. And then there's always the fear factor that's put on us in different groups. You know, culture comes from the root word cult. Every culture is a cult. If you worry about getting into a cult, you're already in one, all right? And every culture sort of demonizes the other. This is the mind programming we all grow up with. And it's challenging. But you know, when you begin to unfold and Spirit shows you a bigger picture, a greater acceptance of your human family, there's no need to fight it, Julie. Because that unfolding, I believe, is something occurring on a global scale at this time. And I believe it's initiated more than by any boardroom or group of men or teachers. No one owns this movement of awakening. No one owns it. No one is the president of it. It is happening by virtue of, I believe, an energy being released to us now. And I'm very excited about that, and I feel that it's going to take time. You say about the time that paint dries, it's going to take longer than that. But it is happening, and you and I know, although we do not feel free to talk about everything we're learning and experiencing with everyone, we are freer than we have been to share many things. And that is my hope, and that is my encouragement. The path to which we are guided is the place in which we are provided. Now, it was very frightening for me when I left the securities of a paid position in the ministry, had a home near the golf course, had car expense paid, had utilities paid, had nice bonuses at Christmas time. These things were lovely. Had a credit card, could jump in a plane, go overseas. I loved all that, and you know, I believe in prosperity. I want you to know I believe in prosperity. I do not believe that being spiritual means that we have to be impoverished and poor. I believe if anyone needs resource, it's the spiritual people. To travel, to teach, to encourage. So we don't want to accept a limited mentality, and we do not want the fear of thinking, well, if I really go in the path of my unfolding, I'm going to be living under the bridge, forsaken and forlorn. A lot of false imagination plays with us, Glenda, if we engage that. But if we realize the divine is teaching me these things, the divine is showing me these things, the divine is guiding me in this path, why would there not be a providing in that which I'm being guided? And my belief is that the spiritual realm is not going to take you anywhere and leave you destitute and abandoned. Now, there's a part we have to play. There's responsibility. There's work that we put forth. But if we do our part, I believe we're going to see abundant provision. I don't know about y'all, but when I counted the stars, there's plenty of them. There's no lack. When I look at the fall leaves, so beautifully displayed at this time, there is no lack. Beauty is everywhere. Why would our provision be limited? Why would it be scarce when the divine expresses itself in fullness and abundance? This is what we believe in our unfolding. God answers in the joy of the heart. Why would the divine want you miserable the rest of your life? Doing a job, carrying out a chore that you absolutely hate and despise. Do we all go through times of discipline and testing? Sure we do. But the divine has made us for a certain task. And God answers. People say, where is my answer to my prayer of what I'm to do? What is your heart telling you? As a minister, I used to have a sermon on what's in your heart, what's in your hand, what's in your history. Look at those things carefully and you'll see the joy of your heart is a compass to guide you in the next path of unfolding. We want an expert to tell us what to do, where to go, give us the answer. God bless the experts and the counselors, and we draw much from them. But your best compass. Trust your own observation, intuition, and experience. Read the compass of your own heart. Really doesn't matter what anybody has written, does it? If it does not match up with your observation, your intuition, and your experience, really doesn't matter what a big guy in a pulpit or on a political podium says. If it does not match up with your observation, your intuition, your experience. Terry Cole Whitaker gave me this concept years ago, and I found it was liberating. It was liberating to realize I did not have to let someone else do the thinking for me. I did not have to let a health expert control my health. I do not have to allow a ministerial expert to control my spiritual path. I do not have to allow some authoritative figure to make my decisions for me. Though I respect all realms of counsel, I respect the experience that men have, women in different fields of study. However, bottom line, I'm going to have to face the consequences of my choices. So I had better choose. Very important principle in unfolding. Happiness is natural. Everything else is a compromise. This is a statement from Alan Cohen, and if you haven't familiarized yourself with some of Alan's stuff, ALANCOHEN, I encourage you to check him out. He cuts the chase. Happiness is natural. Everything else is a compromise. And I know that every person in this room at some point in your life we've all compromised. We were miserable in some place with some person. In some situation, on some regimen of life that someone told us we should do, but we did not have the resonance of heart that this is really giving me joy and satisfaction. And I think we really need to let that be a guide. Follow your heart and take your head with you. I think in the early days of liberation movement, people were talking about following your heart. Well, yes, we want to do that, but the Spirit has given us a left brain and a right brain. We have a creative, imaginative side, and we have a thinking side. I think we could save some of the problems of excess if, as we proceed with our heart, we let the intelligent capacity that Spirit has given us give us some guidelines, give us some intelligent choices so that we won't find ourselves saying, oh my God, I jumped off the boat. Now what do I do? You can only swim so long. So it's good to have wisdom. The head can get in the way. We know the old White Rabbit song, leave your head. Sometimes, you have to leave your head. But we have a gift from our Creator of wisdom, of intelligence, of logic, as well as the gift of creative thought, experience, and mystical interest. So when we marry the two, feeling and thought, it's sort of like the masculine-feminine principle that brings forth life. And I think this is true in many other areas of energetic as well. Don't talk yourself out of following your heart. Talk yourself into it. This is my dad's bird dog, Brett. She's a charm, was hiding out that day. I think sometimes instead of listening to our heart that wants to unfold, that wants to have new experiences, we let logic get in the way. I can't do that. I can't make those changes. I can't leave those securities. Glenda was sharing a story with me of her being in her office, a job she had worked at, she'd done very well at, she had moved up the ranks. And it's like a voice told her, it's time to leave. This is it. This is over.